Hey, it's Carrie here at Get Your Vibe Right, and I have a very quick mental game that you can play to shift you out of worry and anxiety and into positivity and possibility. Are you ready? It's so easy, and this process actually comes from Esther and Jerry Hicks. You might be familiar with their work. I talk about them a lot around here. And they are all about helping us understand how our emotions create our reality. So when we have a subject in our lives where we just can't seem to move out of a negative vibe or a negative narrative in our head on that particular topic, here's what you can do. You simply start a new narrative by saying, wouldn't it be nice if? And then you state some better outcome, some other possibility that could happen, what you really want to have happen. And the reason this works so well is because oftentimes when we state things in the positive, like affirmations or whatever, our brain doesn't believe it. And so there's a feedback loop that happens. We say something in the positive, but we know it's not true yet. And so our brain is not on board with that. And the BS meter goes off and it starts telling you all the reasons why that's not true. The reason why wouldn't it be nice if works so well is because we're not trying to trick our brain into believing that that thing has already happened or that that's our current reality. So we don't get that feedback loop. We don't get that negative pushback from the voice inside our head that says, yeah, but that's not what's really going on. That's not true. We just get to state again and again and again, wouldn't it be nice if this were to happen? Wouldn't it be nice if that were to happen? So, and you can do this for small annoyances and really big things. So let me give you an example. So let's say you have a meeting across town and you know that the traffic is going to be bad. You're already running a bit late. The client is super important and there's a lot riding on this. And you spend most of the drive, even before you get in the car, you're already worried about not getting there on time. And that slippery slope is happening. And you spend the drive becoming more and more anxious and annoyed by the drivers around you that aren't letting you in. You're hitting every red light, right? Now is the time, actually before you got in the car, was the time to say, wouldn't it be nice if I hit every green light along the way? Wouldn't it be nice if the quickest route to getting there had the least amount of traffic? Wouldn't it be nice if actually my client was also running a bit late and we synced up perfectly with our time? So that's a super easy way to use this wouldn't it be nice if sort of approach. You could even use it for things that are even a lot more scary and a lot weightier, like maybe a diagnosis of some kind, a health scare that you're in, which, oh man, I've been with people who've had that experience, and I know how quickly our mind can grab a hold of that and just run us to the worst possible outcome. So, wouldn't it be nice if I were able to get a second opinion and found out that either this wasn't really a concern or that it's not as bad as this particular professional thinks that it is? Wouldn't it be nice if there was some kind of experimental trial out there that I could be able to use? Wouldn't it be nice if I found a resource that would lead me to a holistic approach to tackling this health problem? Whatever it is, it doesn't have to, whatever aligns with your values and your approach to healing in that way. But you can see how this very simple wouldn't it be nice if process is something that you can play as a mental game standing in the checkout line at the grocery store, driving. You could you could get up from a meeting that's not going well, or a date, or an argument with your partner or your child, and excuse yourself to the bathroom and play the wouldn't it be nice if game for a couple of minutes, because you are shifting your vibe instead of focusing on the problem and making it worse by just jumping from one conclusion to the next and having your emotional state bury itself deep in anxiety or sadness or, depression, shame, whatever it is. You can, in a couple of minutes, you open up to possibilities that would never be there if you stay in this vibration. So when we're vibing at a low level, I'm all about get your vibe right. When you're vibing at a low level, you can't sync up with something that's at a higher level. You need to be in resonance with that. And once you open the door to possibility and you start thinking about better outcomes, you can match that vibe. But you can't match that vibe if you don't do something to shift out of the negativity that you're in. Now, I want to give you a little word of warning here because I have used this with clients in the past, and as I said, it's my favorite. But I was working with a woman once, and she was in a custody battle at the time with her ex-husband, and things weren't going well, and she was getting ready to go into a mediated meeting with some lawyers about how this custody arrangement was going to come out. And she was really having a struggle with her mindset around this. There was a lot of negativity, obviously a lot of sadness and grief wrapped up in this whole idea. And we needed to shift out of that. So I introduced her to this process, and she was like, okay, all right, yeah, let's give it a try. Okay, go ahead. And she was like, well, wouldn't it be nice if my ex-husband came into the room, got down on his knees, said that this was the worst mistake he had ever made. He totally loves me. He begs my forgiveness. And I was like, wait a minute. Hold on. That's not the way to use this process. So you have to be, and I know that that's what her heart wanted. I'm not trying to diminish her desire in that, but you want to keep in mind that the universe responds best when you are opening possibility for the best possible outcome for everyone involved. So a better approach to that might have been, wouldn't it be nice if we were able to get through this very difficult custody arrangement hearing or meeting, and that in the future we were all able to vacation together as a family? Wouldn't it be nice if my husband and I were amicable when we exchanged the girls in the future? Wouldn't it be nice if? So using it in a way where there's positive outcomes for everybody is really where the universe gets on board with you. So there you have it. I'm going to leave you with that. If you like this process and want to use it, or if you have used it and shifted out of something that you're feeling negative about now and have been able to find a more positive possibility and outcome in the future, you could share that with me and others here in the comments if you wanted to. That would be great. I would love that. Or if you've heard of this before and you've used it, maybe you could give a couple of examples of how you've used it so that others can follow your lead and see how applying this in their lives can really, really change the dynamic of something they're struggling with right now. So anyway, if you want to make a comment, that would be great. If you want a certain kind of video, also you can tell me about that. And you can also subscribe because I'm going to put videos here every week, and I would love to see you back here again.